first time I really got to spend a little time with him was in Panama. And we were down there for the Noriega takedown, Operation Just Cause. And he and his wife came down. And I was very fortunate in that my wife was there, and she got to spend time with his wife. And I got to talk to him about all the fine Marines we had. It was only about 21 of us out of the whole Southern Command. So we were a small outfit, but all the Marines were so proud to see him come down and take time out of his busy job to come down and see us. It was great.
How did he interact with those Marines?
Like he always does, right up to the young ones first and shake their hand and pat them on the back or smack them on the shoulder, just like he always did. And that's one of the things we all admired so much, is that he was one of all of us. He was not the commandant sitting here. He was a Marine, and everybody else was a Marine, so he fit right in.
That was wonderful. When you think of the Marine Corps values, what stands out the most to you?
I mean, the whole courage, honor, commitment, that just spells General Gray. I mean, everything he did was just focused on that. He was an incredible leader. He didn't do things or expect you to do things that he wouldn't do himself. I mean, he was right there in the thick of it every time something was going on. Beirut was a good example, and he got us through that, and he still comes back. And that's what's neat, is he's been retired a long time now, but he's always there. And he always has something inspirational to say when he speaks to a large group or one or two people. So he's just a Marine's Marine.
Were you there for Beirut?
I was not. No, I'm a helicopter pilot, and I had only spent one tour on the East Coast until I had my last one, but I was the deputy MEF commander at Camp Lejeune for 10 months, then up to Washington. But then I came back to Cherry Point. So I got a good feel, and I see this community growing and take such good care of their Marines. And I think people like General Gray were a good reason for that, because he was so involved with the community and with the Marines at the same time that people felt like they were a part of us, and they are.
So obviously you've probably been to the Beirut Memorial.
I have.
And, General Gray had a great deal to do with it.
He did.
Can you talk about that and what the memorial means?
Well, I mean, it just reminds us how all of us raised our hands and volunteered, and some gave all. And when we look at that, we say 241 fine Marines won't be coming back with us. But that's a sign that we remember, and it helps us think about training harder, I think, because we know that any time something can happen, and we need to be ready for the unimaginable, and that's what that was.
You touched a little bit about General Gray's leadership. When thinking about that, if you're going to talk to somebody who's never met General Gray before, how do you describe him?
That's a hard one. I think when he says something, he means it. There's no dancing around an issue. If there's an issue to be taken on, he'll be right smack dab in the middle of it. So if you ask him a question, you're going to get his opinion. You're not going to get some politically correct answer. You're going to get General Gray. And that's one of the things we really liked about him. Very straightforward.
Is there something you'd like to add?
No, just that it's great to get together tonight, the chance to actually celebrate his life, because there are a whole bunch of us who figure, whoop, I would never make it that long, but he has just been tough as nails and such a good leader and such an inspiration to, it's kind of like looking at General Lejeune, and you would say, boy, that was someone who really got education started. Well, here's General Gray, who not only got education still pumping up, but focused the Marine Corps on being ready for whatever happened. And we are, as a result of his fine leadership.